When you sub, our resident engineers are on the road getting to know your guys, getting to know you, seeing how you do your job, do you show up on time, do you prepare the right paperwork. Because if any of you have worked for the state, which I'm assuming almost all of you have, the bureaucracy to be able to fulfill all the contract details can be arduous. And so getting in as a sub is a good way to start and get in there and get your feet wet. But he is open and up for anybody to contact him. That's his email address. I was teasing him the other day. I said, you know, Steve, that's a great hair in your chin. Next day he shaved his beard, but he was a student assistant when I started at Cal Poly, or at Calvin. So I can't believe it. He's got teenagers, and I've got kids graduating from college, and so we were laughing at each other. But really good guy, really good guy. Then the last thing I want to talk about in the group here on the contractor interest form is the A&E information. Those are for architectural engineering firms. Caltrans doesn't use a lot of them because most of our jobs are packaged up, buttoned up, and designed already. But on occasion, we are beginning to do design build, which is very new, which we haven't done in the past. And it's hard for our guys too, because normally when they get done with the job, they hand it in, it goes to headquarters, and they move on. Well, for instance, the job rehabbing Highway 101 between Highway 58 and Atascadero, I drive that daily and swear at Caltrans daily for my car's suspension, but that job is the first one in this district in recent memory that is a design build. So they've got the roadway designed, but none of the ramp work's designed yet. But it's out to bid, well, it's actually been awarded. But Papich is going to start working on the road bed, and then when they get to the ramps, hopefully by that time the designers then would have the ramps done. So it's a whole new world for us, but it's a Recovery Act job. So we are getting CSU's Recovery Act money. We're getting billions in California, and we are getting it on the roads. And the other thing is, because it's such a competitive atmosphere now, some of these jobs are coming in way under the engineer's estimate, so then we have to scramble to get another job out to spend that money or it disappears. So we're putting a lot of $1 and $2 million jobs on the road, a lot of small sections of rehabs, some blanket jobs on some of the roadways, because, for instance, that Atascadero job estimate was $33 million, and I believe the bid came in at $22 million. So here we have $11 million to play with. And so the unit I was talking about earlier, the maintenance design unit, they have on-the-shelf jobs, so that when all of a sudden we have all this extra dough, we pull those out and we advertise them, so that we can get the Recovery Act money and get it on the roadway and get you all work. And in the architectural engineering information, once again, it's a little bit different because you are offering, you have to prove yourself. You have to do RFQs, then provide an RFP for jobs. I can't remember what all I put in here. Oh, Hollywood. So as you scroll down here, the architecture and engineering, once again, is with DPAC, which is not the engineering side of the house, but the contracting side of the house. And usually these are very small jobs, or jobs like Mano has at Cal Poly, where something comes up, they're already contracted, there's designated amount of money for different things, and then those architects or engineers can be a part of it. The other thing that is near and dear to my heart is certification. Certified small businesses. In the last year, just back up a step, I guess, the Department of General Services is the umbrella agency that certifies small businesses basically for all state agencies. And we feed them contract information, they feed us contractor information. In the last year, actually it was a year ago, March, they transitioned to a program called e-procurement that a lot of small businesses got so frustrated with, they haven't re-registered. It's very, very important in today's work world with government agencies. If you can qualify to be a certified small business, you really should be certified. And if you have been certified in the past, go into this website and on the Small Business DBVE search and make sure you're still there. Because last year, a lot of folks said, well, my certification isn't up until 2010, I don't need to go back in there. Well, many of them fell off of our radar for those of us looking for contractors. So go back in there, make sure you still are in there as a certified business, and make sure your contact information is still good. DGS doesn't like to send letters. They send everything electronically. And when you certified, if it was your receptionist who certified and she left a year ago and her email now is dead, there's a lot of information you don't have because it's bouncing back to DGS. So make sure you're certified. The other thing is disadvantaged business enterprise. We talked about that. Small business certification, 20 minutes in front of a computer and you're certified. Disadvantaged business is a packet you have to mail in. It's it's very thorough. And if you've gotten a federal 8A certification, this is very similar to an 8A certification. And it does take months. If you have a real on top of it office manager or administrator that responds very quickly to everything that we ask for, it can be cut down. One of the things that is required is a site visit from our civil rights unit, and we no longer have travel funds, so they stopped doing that, which stops certification. So I step forward and I now do all the local certification on-site visits. And we're having a lot of folks become certified as a disadvantaged business. My suggestion to any business I talk to is if you can qualify for whatever certification, get that certification. And when you get it, you have a business card, list it. Because somebody might put your business card in their pocket and then later is looking at it and they're like, wow, they're DBE, they're small business, whatever. So it's really another thing to be a part of. And ask me if you have questions. Yes?
Was that with BidSync?
BidSync is the small business.
The small business.
Yes, BidSync is that process.
It's really difficult for
Yes.
them because they just solicit for their subscriptions.
One of the biggest things that California is upset with BidSync is when you go in to register, there's two sides. One is you have to pay for it, and the other side is free. But the other thing is when you sign up, the default in there is for every province in Canada, every state in the United States, plus every territory, Guam, Puerto Rico. So if they have public works jobs, you're getting slammed by emails. You can go into BidSync, you go in with your number and your password, and you can change your profile so that you only get certain parts. Like, you can even go by state to county. So you can really narrow that in, because yes, and I apologize for that, there's not one person in DGS who likes BidSync, and we don't like it either. But it's what somebody contracted for, so that's what we have. And we try to work around it. Yes, sir?
Under your underutilized disadvantaged business, you had that example was 5%. Is there a good faith effort tied in with that, or is it a hard one like the Cal Poly?
It's hard. That's not a goal. It is a mandatory you shall meet. And we have